Welcome back to episode 3 of Let's Talk, an unscripted conversation about all things real estate. This week we have switched it up and we have Joe Rynes, the Rhino, behind the camera asking questions, and I'm sure it'll turn into a conversation with him and I. Joe's been with our team over 6 years. He's an integral part of our team and also a really good friend. So, Joe, fire away.
Well, cool. Honored to be here. Could not have prepared less. So we're going to give it a shot the best we can do.
Yeah, it's unscripted.
Okay. So here we go. So what do you want to talk about? Should we talk about real estate? Should we talk about investment properties? Should we talk about where to put your money into? Let's talk about your home.
Say my personal house?
Anyone's personal house. You own it. And putting money into it, like an investment into your own home.
Okay, so like improving it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
When to and when not to?
Yeah, or just, if you're concerned about overdoing something somewhere, or, or what's always a wise improvement, where you might actually see a little bit of return, or should you want to sell your house, make it easier to sell your house in the future?
So maybe we talk about some real examples. We've seen clients improve their house and it turned out well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen people... from the beginning of my career, when pools were kind of like this thing that may or may not improve the value, and you didn't get all your money back, and people were concerned about safety. I've seen that change a little bit to where pool houses are in high demand. Mm-hmm. Even though pools are really expensive now, I see that they do get their money back, that they sell really well if it's a nice pool. Would you agree?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. It was like we went through a pool boom over the past few years.
Yeah.
You hear the gunite trucks every morning. It's like every neighbor of mine.
Pools everywhere.
Getting pools everywhere.
Everywhere you look, a pool.
Everyone wants a pool.
Yeah. So, what are some examples you've seen your clients do?
Well, that's a good one. I think a pool, outdoor oasis. If you can do patios or landscaping, things like that, I think that makes your home way more enjoyable. It's almost like creating another living space, really. Mm-hmm. I've always appreciated what I've done in my house, or particular homes where I've sold and have experienced that. Well, I got this new listing coming up. It's actually bring things on the interior, right? A condo coming up, a new listing coming up, where it's probably the nicest condo I've ever been in.
Yep.
Anything I've ever shown.
Okay.
And they invest a lot of money into cosmetic stuff, the floors, and counters, and backsplashes, appliances, cabinets.
Yep.
Everything.
Any concern about over improving?
Sure. Yeah. I think when you have equity in your home, right? It's not. I think that makes it easier to turn around and to be able to add to it, right?
Right. Yep.
But overextending, you can. Yeah.
Sure. I think some neighborhoods have like a ceiling. Like some neighborhoods have you can get over and above what's kind of that level of neighborhood, and you have to be careful there. I'm not sure that's the case for that condo, but
I don't know. We'll see if someone's trying to grasp for something special. Is the market, will it bring you more value? It will. Yeah. How much? Yeah. It's kind of a.
I certainly think there's a market out there for the extravagantly nice. Mm-hmm. Especially if they're in the $1 million range, which is that condo.
Sure. Yeah. Like these tangible things that you can feel and enjoy and see and appreciate.
Yep.
Certainly give it way more appeal. Also, so I like the outside thing, landscaping, things like that, curb appeal.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So, Joe, what do you think? Like the out of all your real estate sales, the best investment that you've seen one of your clients make?
I
you don't have to be too specific if you want to call a client
but
out,
even in this market with higher interest rates and higher payments and things like that, I had a client bought a condo, a 2-bed Seabreeze down in West Beach Boulevard this spring, and he ended up taking out a line of credit on his personal home and buying it as opposed to taking out a loan and paying, for interest rate for a second home or an investment property. It was a little more advantageous for him on that.
So
not a ton, but it saved him some. And, it's a smaller condo, right? It's almost like an entry-level condo that'll probably, gross what it'll make that 10% mark, right? I think he paid like $330,000. I think it could do $33,000 a year, maybe a little bit more than that. So,
and just to further elaborate, he was able to put the mortgage on his primary home. Therefore, that primary home has a lower interest rate.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
He took out a line of credit.
A line
he
of
did a
credit.
line of credit on his primary house, which he did have paid off. But I mean,
see.
you could do it if you had enough equity in your home to do that also. But
So with today's interest rate and home prices, most people are looking for homes that they can probably fix up and do some landscaping. You guys talk about remodeling, maybe, right? What are the few things that someone who is moving to their first home, it's not their forever home, their first home, what should they improve first if they want to sell it in the future to upgrade for their family?
I mean, I think, maybe something like taking carpet out of bedrooms and putting hard floors, something simple as a backsplash in the kitchen. I think you just got to be careful not to over improve. What do you think, Joe?
yeah, I think trying to keep the wear and tear down as best as possible and taking good care of your home, servicing your HVAC, keeping the walls clean, maybe painting, things like that. Yeah, you don't have to go overboard. Eliminating carpet's always a good thing if you can do that, definitely.
Why is carpet the main focus of it's easy to do maybe, but
It's just a trend. People don't like carpet. I mean, they seem to be more okay with it in bedrooms, but more and more people just don't want carpet, Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Though, I mean, you get all this emphasis on no carpet, but then you get a big area rug or something like that
Yeah.
too. But yeah,
you can throw those out.
I think it has more appeal though without carpet.
Yeah.
And you mentioning about possibly taking out, let's say you do have equity in your home where you can start doing some home improvements, some repairs, and they have to take out a line of credit. So what are the process of getting a line of credit when you have equity in your home?
Yeah, typically you just go to your local bank, and they what's called HELOC, Home Equity Line of Credit, and you got to have room. You got to have enough equity for them to put a second mortgage and pull out, the remaining equity. It'd be like 85 to 90% of an appraised value minus your primary mortgage. So you might pull out $50,000 and put the fence in and improve the back patio or something, or whatever you so chose to do. Or you take that $50,000 and you go put a down payment on an investment property.
Yeah, leverage it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
With real estate, working as a realtor and also being a team leader and owning a team, having a team, like what do you enjoy about it the most? I mean, it's two different things, really.
Yeah.
Right?
It is. I think I do enjoy selling real estate. I enjoy the procurement of clients. I enjoy that challenge. I enjoy when past clients come back. I enjoy that's a joyful experience. I enjoy winning listings when I'm in competition. I enjoy improving every day. I enjoy trying to get better at what we do. How far can we push the limits on how good we can do it? And that comes through failing, right? We make mistakes and things. But as far as the team goes, I get a lot of joy sharing what I've learned. Sharing and helping. I get a lot of joy when you guys improve, whenever you reach a milestone, whenever team members are able to buy a house or an investment property, or they're able to level up their financial status, or or they get that big win that they've been trying to go after. So those are and I like the camaraderie of having a group every day to come do this with. So that's different than being a single agent on your own. I like doing it together. I think it's more fun.
Yeah. Learn a lot from each other.
Yeah.
A lot of different perspectives and nuggets that you pick up from other people, and you can bounce things off other people too.
Absolutely. 100%.
We've all got a lot of different experiences. Definitely.
So, Joe, what do you think your biggest win that you've had in your real estate career?
I guess 6 years in it now, the past couple years have been more listings through referrals and from past clients. Like it's always rewarding working with past clients who bought years ago, who worked so hard to gain as a client in the beginning, maintain that relationship and coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really rewarding there.
What about up and down the beach? What you sold a lot of? You happen to sell a lot of high end properties. What's your favorite property you've ever sold?
It might be Romar House. be honest with you, I've just grown to really appreciate and love that building.
Yeah.
From the grounds to the unit to the amenities to the beachfront, everything about it. That's talking about condos. Goodwin Court. Goodwin Court was an awesome house.
That was a cool house.
Yeah, Wolf Creek up in Foley.
Yep.
That house is special.
Yep.
Yeah. That
was before the prices really accelerated.
That was
there.
that
was before COVID.
Yeah. That home sold for under $1 million.
Yeah. What do you think it's worth now? Ballpark.
Yeah, don't do that to me. Single story, not in a flood zone. Kind of a rarity, really.
Big, huge lawn, elevated up.
But that was a good one though.
Yeah.
That was a FSBO. She was for sale by owner.
Yeah.
I remember talking to her and really just kind of helping her with trying to sell it herself, give her some notes and helpful hints on how to do it. You know, if she was willing to pay an agent, put that in there. Offer, let them know you're willing to pay a buyer's agent. And she's talking about printing off flyers and going by all the brokerages and everything and dropping off the flyers at all the brokerages. I'm like, don't do that. Just, I can't remember. Go on, put on Facebook or.
That's what she wanted to do.
That's what she wanted to do. Yeah,
and
it's kind
you
of
help,
old school.
you help
Kinda
educate her on, how everything's online now and the power of social media and things.
Yep. Just gain their trust.
Yep. Get them to trust you.
Yeah.
So outside of the properties you've sold, what do you think your favorite building is down there at the beach?
Other than
if you were to own one.
If I was going to own something on the beach, man, okay. Where so I don't own a rent. I got like a long-term rental property. If I was going to buy like a first-time condo buyer kind of place, I do like Surf and Racket Club in Gulf Shores.
Yeah, why do you like it?
I like the price point. I like the building. I feel like the building's pretty well taken care of, and the dues are really low, but which isn't always a good thing. But I feel like that building's taken pretty good care of.
Yep.
And the beach access there too. There's really no other big towers around it, so the beach is a little more private down there. Plus, it's on the lagoon. That's a good one. If money was not an object, like an Oceana or an Opal or something like that,
really cool.
It'd be really cool. Yeah,
So you guys have moved a couple times over the last couple of years, and you, like you say, you turned one of your previous primary residence into a rental. How's that gone?
Good. Yeah, good. We've had the same renters in there since we moved out. I can't complain about that one bit. Really, really happy and blessed with great tenants in there also.
And then you bought in Craft Farms North, where the market really accelerated.
It did. Yeah, we took advantage of that. We sure did. Yeah, we made more money with that home. I don't think you could do it in such a short time span. We were there for 2 years. We sold it and made quite a bit of money. And
congratulations on that.
Yeah, in 27 months.
And you parlayed that into?
Our new home in the Peninsula.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now
traded up a little bit. Yeah.
So you're at the Peninsula. What do you like about that, the Peninsula?
I like the new neighborhood.
You're a scratch golfer, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, watch out. Yeah. The amenities down there are pretty nice. The pool, I really like the pier on Mobile Bay. We go out there and fish all the time now. And Thatcher, my son, he brings his cast net out there. I love our yard. We talked about improvements to a home. I love our patio and our yard. The house, the neighbors, all the kids and everything down there too. And kids just they disappear and go ride their bikes around with their friends.
Perfectly safe
during the summer. Pretty safe. Yeah. Just
you and Morgan hang out a good bit.
I haven't seen him yet. I haven't had a sighting yet. Nope.
Yeah.
Amy Monroe has. She saw him.
Okay.
But
I figured
if I golf more, I probably see him. I know it's a certain time of day he's somewhere, but on a certain golf course, certain hole. I can't remember where it was, but he's out there.
I'm sure he is somewhere at a certain time.
Yeah. I have not seen him though. I hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Peninsula is really cool. So you're down Fort Morgan. You taking advantage of the beaches down there? Down Fort Morgan?
Yeah, we do actually. Yeah, we like to go to Veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Veterans Beach is
What's
always my
special
favorite.
about that place?
I found that by mistake when we first moved down here 10 years ago. And I was looking for a place. I had the dogs with me, and I was like, just stumbled upon it. It's a pet-friendly beach right there, and it's kind of quiet. Also, and they built 2 new dune walkovers right there too. There's no public restroom or anything, so they probably keep some people away, which is nice.
There's no covering,
No, there's not. There's not. I mean, it's a pain. Going to the beach is always a pain too. You
gotta have a good buggy.
Yeah, for sure. But that's a good spot. I like it down there. It's quiet.
Cool.
So
yeah.
So what about you? Let's see. You've got a love for the lagoon. You got a big appreciation for the Little Lagoon.
I like Little Lagoon. It's just safe, and it's not much boat traffic. It's easy to navigate. We're not like big boaters, so, we're not like going all over in a boat. So it kind of fits us. We got a jet ski. We do that. We pull a tube. We swim, and we enjoy the views.
Yeah.
So that's what we like about Little Lagoon. So, Joe, you live down the Fort Morgan. I hear you like the sloop.
Where the sloop?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Gulf Shores needs to legalize golf carts.
They need to?
I'd be there like every day. I'd drive the golf cart there every day.
The sloop's pretty cool.
The sloop's pretty cool. It's nice. It's been so many different restaurants before that too. And you go there, it's always busy.
And I hear that you're like a frequent flyer at the brewery, maybe?
No, I don't know where you heard. I don't know where you heard that. Now I feel like it's been so long. I should probably go tonight.
Yeah,
I should probably go. I do like the brewery. I do.
Yeah, that's a cool
I
place.
think the Schamburgers.
They choose good music.
They choose good music. It's great for the community too, though.
Yeah.
It's like a bar, but it's actually like families go there and
Yeah,
they bring all their kids. You're gonna see all the school board there.
Yeah. So I have a message. I have a public service announcement, Patrick, and you can edit this.
Just tell them.
Foley needs a brewery.
Does.
Foley needs a brewery.
It does.
This is going to be a reel. Foley needs a brewery. So
Why?
I think it's just a missing. Like Local and Company did really well because it was something that was missing. Nice food, nice atmosphere in that part of town. I feel like people my age would go to the brewery.
Well, they're talking like when you talk about like a mall or something like that, you need some sort of anchor to bring people in, and that I think is a great anchor.
Where?
Like a brewery.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
People want to come be at the brewery, plus getting a little sauced up, then they might walk around, go shop, and spend some more money. If they had something there on like Laurel Ave, on 98 in downtown Foley area.
Yeah. So maybe I need to go to the city council or maybe we should just do it ourselves. But Foley needs a brewery. I guess they got the Waterway District coming in Gulf Shores.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Lands right there at that brewery.
Yeah, I'd love to see another restaurant or two there. They're going to allow some short-term rentals, pedestrian bridge,
right?
And rerouting of roads right there too. So it's like almost like a little fruit and nut district in Gulf Shores.
Yeah,
really,
I think that's going to be a cool place.
Don't know much about it. I've seen plans for it before too.
I'll speak to it a little bit with a disclaimer that hey, check my facts. But it's my understanding it's gonna be right there where Tacky Jack's and that hard turn is on Canal Road, and it's going to go over and land on the other side, and they're going to divert the traffic through the Meyer Park area, so there's not going to be any more traffic right there at that hard 90. That's all going to be pedestrian. They're going to redo that road back, I don't know, a certain distance, and do parking along the side of the road, like on Canal Road going east, and then that thing's going to go kind of far out and land. You got the Baptist church right there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to go that far, but in that area.
That's cool.
Check my facts on that. But
because when I used to live north of the bridge, I would have ridden my bike down there before. That would be cool. You see all these people who are going over the bridge. What is that bridge right there on 59 that goes over the Intercoastal? It's not the Lee Callaway.
What is it called?
I guess there's a name. Don't maybe edit that.
Yeah.
But,
can't remember.
Anyway, but yeah, it's just, there's a lot of foot traffic and people biking over that bridge too. It's not
Which
safe.
Is not
so
safe,
the pedestrian bridge would be nice.
It's also going to increase the value on both sides of the bridge. It's going to open up the north side for development.
Yeah.
You have Lulu's, and then east of that, there's a bunch of property. You have what is it? Is it Legendary right there? Not
They're going to put a Legendary Marine.
That's down the other side of the canal.
There's
Saunders.
They got a Saunders.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. They do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not a whole lot else, really.
But I believe there's some plans coming.
Are there? That's cool.
Yeah. So it's the W.C. Holmes Memorial Bridge right there. That's what we usually call it.
That's see on the W.C.
Yeah.
South of the W.C.
It's called the bridge.
You know me? Yeah. That's right. Yeah. But like Craft Farms North, there have been times I got a wild hair and went on to ride a bike down there, and now you can because you can cut behind like the Gulf Shores, the new like little mini ER, the South Baldwin ER right there, and stay on kind of back roads, and when that pedestrian bridge is done, you could go all the way to the beach.
Yep.
Pretty safely too.
So you play golf. What
Yeah.
else do you do? I mean, we have really nice restaurants.
Yeah, charter a fishing trip, and you don't have to be offshore either. There's plenty of inshore fishing too.
That's right.
Or if you do go to the beach, bring a rod and bring like a PVC piece to put in the sand, and you can catch fish right there on the beach really easily.
We've done it, haven't we?
We have done it.
Did we catch anything?
I'm not really good at catching fish. I'm good at fishing, but I mean pompano and whiting typically.
Yeah.
Both really good at eating fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What else? I mean, there's probably golf would be the main thing though for if you're not going to be going to the beach. And where's a good investment right now? Margins are smaller, interest rates are higher, return assessments are more common on the beach, insurance is getting higher. Where are the better returns for investors?
I mean, I still think it's probably new construction, single family. I've been saying that for a while. Although I do think the rental market has loosened up a little. I do think that rents have decelerated in their increases. I think that the higher interest rates, the more supply, all these apartments going up. A lot of people are doing like we're doing and buying new homes and renting them. So I say that by saying I don't think rents are going to continue to skyrocket in the near future. It might again, but I still like the new homes.
Yeah, I wish my home was new and gold fortified. I'm getting quotes. So insurance company, we didn't talk about that yet, but gold fortified, higher standards of building, third-party engineers who are inspecting the home throughout different stages of the building process. They hold up great to storms, but your insurance is pretty much half of what it is in a home that's not gold fortified.
But let's talk insurance. So insurance is a challenge right now. So what do you see in regards to insurance along the beach?
Along the beach, 30% increase in insurance for those buildings that are
easily
like lucky. Yeah, really up 50 to 100% increase for others. But I would say 30% at least across the board for everything.
Should that deter us from buying investment properties?
Apparently, I think this happens during storms. Before Hurricane Sally, associations were probably negotiating with their providers every year when they were going to renew the master policies, and it was going down and down and down. And all of a sudden, you get hit with a hurricane, and even now, it's like 3 years after Hurricane Sally, and they're really starting to skyrocket too, because all these claims, all these losses that they have, I guess. But it's kind of,
and it's not just our area. I mean, it's the whole Gulf coastal area that gets affected.
I think it'll start to settle back down again too. I think they'll peak this year or next year, and we'll start to see those rates coming back down. At least I hope so. I don't have
the historical framework.
I have no basis for that.
Well, that's what happened after Ivan.
Yeah.
It just becomes more competitive, and carriers start to come back into the marketplace. So hopefully, that'll happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's just costing more. Your gold fortified rentals, mine is not. It was built in 2007, original roof on it, but it's an architectural shingle. Still looks great and has life left in it, but our insurance company's dropping us because it's original. And so I'm getting quotes now, and our insurance at that house is pretty much doubling.
Right. I think a lot of people are dealing with that right now. So if that's you, get a couple quotes.
Shop it. Always
reach out to us. We've got a great vendor list if you need some suggestions on lenders or insurance companies.
Yeah, it's amazing the difference you might see. We're talking about two different things, of course. A condo insurance that you're paying for through your dues that the board is negotiating with those providers, and you're paying typically for your interior. I don't think we're seeing a whole big difference in HO6 policies like a content and liability policy.
I don't think so either. They've gone up some, maybe just with like inflation, but not like majorly.
Well, that's another thing too, because the cost to replace has gone up so much.
That's right.
HO6 policy is a content and liability policy that you want to have on your condo when you have it in a rental. So,
or if you have it at all,
from the walls in, pretty much.
Yeah.
This
covers what the master policy doesn't cover for your condo.
To own your first condo, probably about 20 to 25% to put down for starters, just to be able to get the most competitive interest rate that you can. And working with a local lender too, who can close a deal on a condo, because guidelines have made it tighter and harder to close deals on condos. Not all condos are easy to close either. A pretty strong knowledge of the HOA, also deferred maintenance. sliders, are they impact sliders? Does the glass impact? Are the railings old? Does the building need to be painted? Does the pool need to be recoated? What kind of assessment history do they have? What's coming up? Not only what are they talking about now, but what's 5 years down the line?
How do you get this type of information on what the HOA?
Sometimes you really can't get it unless you go under contract on something. You can get rules and regulations and the condo docs, the declaration articles, and the bylaws. That's all pretty much public. But like board meeting minutes, conversations with a board member maybe or a property manager, that kind of stuff is hard. It's kind of hard to do without being under contract on a condo.
And what's crazy, even when you go under contract, sometimes it's hard to get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're difficult to work with, but you discover all that based on past meetings and what they've been talking about. And you also need to understand what kind of reserves they have and what's the history of assessments, so you can maybe get a prediction of what the future may be.
Yeah, I like to read through the board meeting minutes too. I mean, a buyer always needs to do their diligence, and they need to read it themselves also, not rely on me like I'm an expert. I've done it before. I've managed condos before also, but I mean, I'll read through that stuff too.
Yeah, it's our job to protect them. I mean, they need to read it too, but yeah, we're going to read through that and make sure we try to catch anything. We ask the direct question: are there any assessments coming? Sometimes they have special meetings outside of those meeting minutes that so you need to make sure you have all the information.
Sometimes they have board meeting minutes that are before closing that haven't been approved yet that you can't get.
They won't release.
Some management companies down here just make it hard to work with, charge a lot of money, are slow. Yeah. I mean, we've lost deals from management companies that couldn't provide us with all the documents.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to
That's a challenge.
That's maybe,
No, I mean, that's the truth, though, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem putting that out there. Some do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Some make it very difficult for us to, and I understand they're getting pummeled with inquiries, but we're trying to represent a client on a very large, important transaction, and those documents are critical to the success of the transaction, and we got to have them. So I'm sorry.
There's deadlines too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got inspection and due diligence, 10 business days to do that, but you got a condo review, due diligence also, 5 business days to review that when you receive it.
But their perspective is that's our deadlines. That's they're like that's not my problem that you have a contract with a deadline. So the reality is we need to work together. If there's a condo association manager listening to this, we need to be friendly and work together. We all want the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is important that we do it quickly.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the hot list a little bit because we both like looking at the hot list every day.
What's the hot list?
All right. Well.
Yeah. So the hot list is it's in our MLS. It's the first thing I open every day. It's everything that was under contract is back on the market. Price reductions, anything that went under contract, any new listings and closed sales from day to day. So I come in and this morning I clicked the hot list for one day. I think it was like 156 transactions total, and I like to sort it, and I just like to look at everything that went under contract and compare it to if I have something on the market that's similar to that. It's your competition for listings, and I'm always looking at the new listings too, because I always got buyers in the back of my mind. I went and previewed a home today for a buyer that I saw came on last night, actually. So the hot list is fun.
It's good practice. It's I think it helps you stay in tune with the market, and it helps you represent your clients better. I mean, our clients have access to the information online more now than ever. So we need to be ahead of them if we can. But absolutely, it also you can check back on market, stuff that's coming back, price reductions for opportunities for buyers. And also, if you have listings that are similar and you're seeing price reductions, that's something your seller needs to know, and things like that. So we're all comparing it to active clients and people that are looking, and we're sending them to different people, and it's a really good snapshot into the market.
What's my experience so far in 6 years?
So let's switch it up. So you can answer that one.
Well, I mean, I've always looked up to Dusty and your production and what you do and your work ethic. Also, I mean, he's a great leader. And he leads by example. Also, he's definitely the hardest working person on the team. If not him, then Heather. Also,
Absolutely, yeah.
Works equally as hard. And it's also, great to see how well you guys work together too. But I mean, professional relationships, admiration for that, accountability. But we've got a pretty great friendship outside of that too.
Yeah,
I would venture to say Dusty's probably one of my best friends.
Absolutely.
I want to say that Dusty's one of my best friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hands down. Fuck it. Sorry. I'm sorry I had to blow that whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about Joe. I love working with Joe. I love coming in the morning and seeing him here and being able to, just laugh a little bit.
You rock, baby.
Yeah. And she's just here. He's always here. We're going to laugh a little bit, but then again, we're going to get to work. And then we're going to kind of share in what we're doing, right? He helps me a lot when it comes to valuing properties now.
Yeah.
Because he's got a ton of experience. So
all the time. We play that game. Name that price.
Name that price.
Or is it name that price or what's that price?
I think it's
not formal.
Let's play.
It's not.
Name that price.
Yep.
So we'll get together and we'll cross-check our notes in all seriousness and make sure that we are thinking about it correctly. And we may provide another angle.
That could be half a Let's Talk episode right there. It's talking about pricing property. It's a challenge. It's in this market.
Is.
Some are easy.
It's not a science, and I think it's important to know that it's not a perfect science. But we help each other a lot when it comes to that. If I had to come to work and Joe wasn't here, it would be so sad.
Yeah, it would suck around here, that's for sure.
Well, Joe, thanks for hosting this next episode of Let's Talk. I hope you come back again. And, I
love the invite. I'll come back. I had a great time, too. Thank you.
We really appreciate you. Thank you.
It's been my privilege.